Good morning, chat. Little update. This morning wasn't very good for Zion, and she was very sick. Obviously, she's been off her medication for diabetes and other things. Her blood sugar was extremely high, and she had to go and get into a hospital. So we've got her at the hospital now, and hopefully everything should work out in her favor. But it's just a sad reality of things that happen, unfortunately. She was picked up out of sober living by Lost in Phoenix so that he could film videos with her. The guy clearly knows what he's doing. He gave a newly rehabilitated addict in sober living $800 cash. Now, that was intentional because he knew as soon as he gave her money, she's going to leave the rehab. He knew she would be out on the street and he'd be making $10,000 to $20,000 a month again. That's what he did with Angela. Both women that he picked up in the same week. Y'all understand this, right? Both women that he's picked up, Angela and Zion, are both homeless again and both using. I really hope people understand that this guy is not a good person. He's exploiting the addiction that these women have. They both think that he's in love with them for some reason. It's crazy. Sorry, good morning. It's just crazy. I don't understand well, I do know what he's doing. You know, he had this plan that he was going to get these girls back, and he needed his cash flow. This dude literally took both of them out of rehabilitative services to film them. Who does that? Sorry, chat, are you guys here? My bad, I'm in a crowded neighborhood. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are hailing from this wonderful day. I'm driving through the mountains right now, and it is beautiful. But no, seriously, these poor phone calls galore. Sorry, guys. Phone call after phone call. Let's see. It's great to see everybody. But yep, so last night was a doozy. We had to go out there and get her some help. We got her into that phone call after phone call, but sometimes people need help. So hey, we gotta help them. Last night was crazy, was it not, chat? Holy guacamole. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, Pat. Hello. Good morning, friends. Man, it has been wild, has it not, chat? These people want to hurt me, and instead of hurting me, they're destroying the lives of two women that are struggling. As you know, people call me nonstop as soon as I go live. It's like it's a big game to them. What a joke. Hi, Pat. Good morning. Good morning. I am out here driving next to the mountains, and it is pretty. Prayers for Zion, yes. Oh, Alice, I know. You're telling me, girl. Trust me. I already see what was going on. Basically, she was told that we stole all this money from her, and Art handed her $800 cash, and the next thing you know, she's on the street using drugs and homeless. Simple as that. What did he do? He gave cash to Angela as... Sorry, guys. This person keeps calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. You hear me, chat? Sorry about that. This person is just calling and calling and calling over and over and over. I've already helped her, so I can tell she's just trolling. That's crazy. That's crazy. Leave me alone. Picked up Zion, and it was so weird. She wanted me to come alone, and she wanted me to very being said and done, and I can figure things out, fairly quickly. And even my entire chat and her dad was worried about my safety. She told me that Juan and Kim were there, and they were going. Guys, I'm in the mountains. Refresh your screens. Hello, chat. Everybody. Let me know when you can see me. I'm driving through the mountains. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I am driving through the mountains right now. This is where I live. And so it is a little hit or miss when you talk to us. But welcome to my home. This is Arizona. Oh, boy. We need to get a new car for the charity. My engine is messing up. I think it needs a transmission fluid change. But with this car, it's going to cost like $650. It's almost enough for a down payment to get a new one. Let's just switch, right? Ugh. Man. Those people really... Refresh your screens, everyone. Sorry, I keep getting phone calls. And I'm also in the mountains. It's a pretty area. Refresh your screens. It's going to be buffering here and there. Especially in this area. It's completely mountainous. Is she all right? Honestly, she's in the hospital. The police went to check on her. She was having a really hard time. She was calling me saying some really wild things. Law enforcement went to check on her, and in that welfare check, they contacted fire department. Fire department said she's not doing so well, so they took her in for her blood sugar and for some other stuff. But it's par for the course. It's heartbreaking. It's really screwed up what's going on. It is so sad. The next person to be in the hospital is going to be Angela. This is all a setup, you know. Stuck in Cali, came from California, and removed both of these women from their sober livings, and gave Art their info. That's crazy. That is crazy. Removed both of these women from the places that they're sober at, just to get money, just to film. That's creepy. That's crazy. And they're talking bad about me helping them, giving them hotels, giving them new lives. Oh my goodness. And God forbid I get a meal and eat, or get a day off. As soon as I eat on camera, they start talking crap. As soon as I take a day off, they start talking crap. But then as soon as they show up and take my clients out of their respected living situations, what happens? These two ladies are now homeless. They're now back on the streets suffering. That's sick. And then Stacy was texting Zion pretending to be someone else. I looked at the phone numbers and it's not who she said she was. So that's interesting. They've been manipulating the poor girl's mind this whole time. And the fact that they're showing up at her sober living, that's creepy. That's violating an injunction against workplace harassment. Oh, I love you. Thanks, liar face. Hold on, let me get rid of this person. Make sure to refresh your screen, Shelly. I'm gonna get some gas. Alright, here we are. Give me a second, chat. I gotta get some gas. This poor car is having a hard time anyway. Make sure to refresh your screen. Sorry, guys. Yes, I am exhausted. That I am. Oh, I got the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. I got the wrong gas. Please don't make me do it again. Ah! I think I have to pay for it all over again. $4.29 a gallon. That's crazy. Come on. I have the worst luck with gas. Holy shit. You guys saw me with this yesterday at the other gas station. I cannot figure out how to use these machines for the life of me, obviously. Oh my goodness. What in the hell? Now it selected my gas for me. Well, screw it. I'm just gonna do it. If I have to get Supreme and I put plus, that's not bad, right? It wouldn't let me get anything else. This thing's annoying. I can't stand computers, chat. I'm taking it to the shop, so I don't want to put too much gas in it. right, here we go. Back on the road. Thanks for joining me, friends. Give me just a second. Let me put on a seat belt. Asked and answered. Zion is doing as well as she can. She's obviously very, very sick, and she's using again, so unfortunately, it's just one of those things. There's not much we can do unless she's willing to get help. And she was not willing to go and get help yesterday. But she's on a court-ordered treatment, so when law enforcement went to check on her, they would have to take her back into custody and get her some help. So the plan was to make sure she was comfortable, and as soon as they felt safe, they went and they grabbed her. We did our job, you know. She's in the hospital, Kimmers. It says it right in the title, guys. Zion is in the hospital. If she's in the hospital, she's obviously getting her medication. Sorry to be a little snippy, but it's kind of in the title, silly. She refused, by the way, last night, she literally threw her insulin pens away. I went and I found all her insulin, and then she just started, like, chucking them as far as she could. She said that it was making her go blind. Quote, I think it's not the insulin, or maybe she's doing it wrong, but definitely the drug use is not going to help. Man, today's a bummer. It's going to cost over $600 to fix the car, but we've got to do it. I got to put it on, not layaway, but like a payment plan. It is what it is. We would have had that money, and we will have that money again soon. But remember, Jarvis made our last month's ad revenue go away, and then Juan and Kim destroyed the ad revenue for our other channel intentionally, and they also tried to get other people to stop donating to us and told people to donate to them to help the homeless. Well, you know who they helped? Themselves. And that is so sad. They helped themselves to our clients, and now our clients are both homeless. Isn't that weird, you guys? Isn't that ironic? All three people that Juan and Kim have come in contact with are back on the street or back on drugs. Rico's using meth again. You know, it's absolutely terrible. And it's terrifying to me that people are like that. I am flabbergasted that people are so evil and that they are so spiteful that they would go and intentionally ruin someone's sobriety so that they could start filming with them. That tells me that these people are just vicious. Absolutely vicious. This can't be happening, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it is. Nothing that we do has stopped them. Took them to court, hasn't helped. Filed police reports, hasn't helped. Filed charges, hasn't helped. You know, the next step, unfortunately, is where it's going. They took their next steps to try to damage my reputation. They literally tried to damage my reputation by ruining two women's lives for all of you to see. And if all of you that are bearing witness to this happen and you're not saying something or standing up for these women, you don't have to stand up for me. You should stand up for the women that you're actively watching just being trashed and destroyed because of some crappy people. I am blown away that this was even allowed to happen the way it did. Sonia, what has happened, please? All right, well, I'll restart, everybody. Good morning, friends. My name is Eric, your host with the most. And for those that don't read the title, I'm just going to let you know, Zion went to the hospital. Unfortunately, about a couple weeks ago, this man named Art from Lost in Phoenix picked her up. The same weekend that he picked up Angela. Both Angela and Zion were coached and told to go and file injunctions against harassment on me. Well, Angela did it with her friends, and then Zion said, no, Eric's my friend. I'm not going to betray him. Or so she says. And the next thing you know, Art gives her $800 cash to do it. She doesn't do it. He then drops her and stops filming with her. And now she's homeless begging for help. It's freaking crazy how quickly that man turns. And then these ladies think that they're in love. They both told me that Art says that he's in love with them, which I know is probably false. But at the same time, I don't know anything anymore because these people are coming out of the woodworks. He had moderators working with me, pretending to be my friend. He had people talking to my volunteers. They even spoofed our phone numbers and were texting our volunteers. Like, what is going on with these people? They're sick in the head. And, you know, Art worked in counterintelligence. And when people work in anything like that, you know that they're crafty. They're crafty. Counterintelligence. It's obviously to work against something like what we're doing. He's going around using third parties to achieve his goal. And it's crazy how methodic everything is. But he didn't realize, like, I caught on a long time ago. Six and a half months, almost 7 months ago, Adult Protective Services contacted me to inform me that Art was responsible for a Reddit thread that went up trying to shut me down. Now, ever since that day, the people from that Reddit thread have just grown and grown and grown, and they're all over Funky Town's chat. They're all over Stuck in Cali. And now that everyone's fighting between each other and calling each other liars and thieves, like, it's hilarious. They literally took clients from a licensed charity so that they could go and make money. I am just flabbergasted. They all need help, absolutely. But Zion ended up using that $800 cash to get high. She got a hotel. She left. This is what she did. She left her sober living, got a hotel, got $200 in makeup, and then bought a couple, well, I don't want to say how much, but she got drugs. How did she get money to leave a sober living? Art gave her $800. How did she get money for drugs? Art gave her $800. Why is she letting all this happen? Art's now filming with her. You know, it's all an exacerbation of manipulation and hate. This guy is sick. The people that he's helping, they're sick. And what he's doing is he's abusing all of these innocent people just because they're on drugs, ruining their lives. But, all right, chat, I will let everybody go. I am at the shop. I'm going to drop my car off. I will possibly go live later today and see what I can do. Lots of love, everybody. I will see you later. These people all should go to jail. Absolutely. See you later, guys. Make sure to go watch that video, chat. Let me know what you think in the comments. And, you know, she was very mean to me, very nasty with me, but that's just life. I'll see you later. Lots of love. Peace.